Okay, so now we're going to talk about morphing one shape into another shape. It's really, really simple. Literally, you just morph. I'm going to show you how to morph one real simple shape into another very simple shape. You can take that wherever you want to go with it. First, you just select a shape from up here in the Shapes tools. I'm going to start out with a rectangle, but you can choose anything you want. Let's choose, well, no, I'm going to start out with an ellipse. Okay, so let's start out with an ellipse. You can change the fill and stroke up here. Just make the stroke 0 if you don't want it there. And then you can choose your fill color just so we can see what we're doing here. And then down here you can see there's a layer called ellipse 1. So that is our layer that we're going to be working with. This layer down here is just the background. So I'm going to lock that so we don't get mixed up, because I get mixed up a lot. And we're going to take this point in the middle. We're going to make it in the center. Double click, select it and double click. What is that called? The radial, the something, I can't remember what it is. But anyway, I'm going to put it in the center so it's easy to work with. What's it called? Anchor point. That's what it's called. The anchor point. Put the anchor point in the center. We got our circle, and now let's choose another shape that we can morph the circle into. Star. Nah. Let's choose a rectangle now. Now we're going to do a rectangle. The most basic two shapes possible. An ellipse and a rectangle. So let's give it a different color. We can tell them apart. Let's get the anchor point in the middle and create. So we have another layer down there. And double click on that tool there to get the anchor point in the middle. So let's maneuver these together to be somewhat centered. And what we're going to do, here's the sort of the thinking behind this, is that you, again, keyframes. It's all about keyframes, as we've talked about before. And you're basically going to be making the shape a keyframe. So you're going to have one keyframe as one shape. And then it's, first we have to convert each of these to Bezier. See if you can look down there under ellipse 1. I'm going to convert the path to a Bezier path. So you have to convert both those shapes. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. I don't care. It's a Bezier. So anyway, as long as you have your paths converted to Bezier shapes, I'm going to call it Bezier whether you like it or not, then you'll be safe. So go to one of those paths, you create a keyframe, which is basically one of those paths at the beginning of your timeline there. And I'm going to go ahead and go down here and create another keyframe with my other path. So one keyframe is a rectangle and one keyframe is a circle, if that makes any sense to you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the keyframe at the bottom. I'm going to try to put it in this other layer. I forget how to do this sometimes. Okay, you have to select that to paste it into it. So I've already Command-C'd it, and I'm going to select the path. I'm going to select, okay, Command-C. Well, okay. Bear with me here. I'll get there. I promise. I'm going to Command-C it. Command-C. No, it's not there. Okay, so let's go back. There we go. Now we can Command-V and put it right in there. So you've got a circle at one end and a rectangle at the other end. And this old shape layer we don't need anymore, but you can see if we move our, you can see one shape is a circle. There we go. If we move our timeline back and forth, you can see the morph of the shape. We'll go ahead and hide this other one so it doesn't confuse us. So now both shapes are in one layer, and you can just go from one keyframe to another to create that morph. And hopefully this recorded this time, and we'll make it a little faster there. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. Very simple. I also included another video, or I think I'll include another video that shows you how to do this with custom shape pasted in from Illustrator, which you can do as long as you convert it to Bezier paths. There you go.